Hi beautiful, welcome to chapter 2 of Radical Radiance. I'm so glad that you're still with us and I really commend you for sticking with it. I know that this is kind of an intense journey and I'm sure that when you signed up for this you thought like, cool, it's a book, whatever, but actually you're really being challenged. Just the simple idea of committing to a magical morning practice can be really intense, right? And you may have experienced that over the last month. You may have felt some resistance to it. You may have felt like this doesn't resonate with me. You may have put it off or delayed it or been kind of messy with it, and that's totally okay. What I want to recommend that you do is that you stick with it as much as possible. So I also wanted to make the note that some people are adapting the magical morning practice so that it's more in line with who they are and what they love to do. So I had somebody DM me and ask if it was okay if she wrote out the magical morning every morning, and that's totally fine. The whole idea is that you get yourself into a high vibrational place every morning. So as long as you're doing that, I have no problems with that. And I would love for you to share what you're doing in the comments below so other people can get ideas if you have modified the magical morning practice. Because that's what this is. This is a collaborative project and the things that you discover will help everybody else and vice versa. It will also really help you just generally if you use this video for discussion purposes and talk amongst yourselves about what's going on, what's coming up for you, and all those kinds of things. And in fact, this month's chapter, there's a lot to discuss with each other, right? You know, we're talking about what the real underpinning beliefs are that are keeping us locked into certain bad habits or bad routines. And so as you're discovering those over the course of the month, it would be super helpful for everybody else if you could share some of those below, because something that you say might really trip somebody's mind and they'll be like, oh my God, now I understand, or now I realize why I'm doing that. You may be able to help somebody else connect the dots. And because we're doing this together, let's share the information, let's be open, let's be vulnerable, let's be honest with one another. Another question that I had last month that I want to address right now off the bat is people said, how often should I be doing the tapping routines from the videos? The answer is you should do it as much as you want to, as much as it feels good to you. So with this one, we're looking at some really deep shit, but some of us will only need to do it a couple of times, and some of us will want to do it every day or every second day. There is no such thing as tapping too much. You really can't tap too much. As long as you're getting rest and drinking enough water, you can tap all fucking day if you want to, although I have to warn you, you will be very tired. But as much as you want to do it is how often you should do it. So let your feelings be your signposts there. Just like with manifesting generally, let your feelings tell you whether you should be doing more or less and how often and all those kinds of good things. I also want to tell you, spoiler alert, that your magical morning practice is thoroughly recommended as something that you do for this entire program. If you can keep it up for 10 months, fuck, your life will be so different. And if somebody does it for the full 10 months, I will give you a prize. So if you are the person who ends up doing it for 10 months, or maybe like the full 9 months, maybe last month was like a tester month, a trial month. If you can do it the whole time, I will give you a prize, but it won't even compare to the prizes that the universe will give you for doing it yourself. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If you can maintain it every single day, you will be truly amazed by what goes on. But as I said, you know, comment below and talk about how it's going for you. Share your adaptations, the ways you've tweaked it so it really fits with your lifestyle. Let us know how it's going. So this month you're actually getting count them two, tapping routines. The first one is tapping on who you really are. And this is really just one about tapping in as much positivity as possible. This would be an amazing one to do in the mornings. It's super powerful. This is really about just juicing yourself up with some good stuff. Because as much as we can use tapping to remove things, habits, beliefs that we don't like, we can also use it to fill ourselves up with positivity, with new beliefs, with new ideas. So this is a really sexy one to do on a daily basis if you're vibing it. Drink some water. And we're gonna get into it. Let's go. So for this tapping, we're not even going to use the karate chop point. We're going to go straight to the top of the head and we're just going to kick it into high gear. Here we go. I am vibrant. I am so alive. I am full of energy. I am bubbling over with vivaciousness. I am beautiful. I love my own company. And other people love my company too. I am lucky. I am always in the right place at the right time. I am gorgeous. I am so loving. And I am so loved. I am compassionate. And I am giving. I am safe. And I am in control. My timing is divine and perfect. And I always meet exactly who I'm supposed to meet at the exact right time. I am so smart and funny and clever. And I make other people feel good when they're around me. I make myself feel good when I'm around me. I am kind. I am generous. I am worthy. And I am so powerful. I am complete. I am charismatic. I am radiant. I am in the present moment. And I'm in the vortex all the time. I am exactly where I need to be. And it is all working out for my greater good. I am right here in the present. And it is beautiful. Yeah, baby. Yeah. That is so good. Amazing. I love that. Okay, so that's a really good one to do on a daily basis. Our second tapping routine, I would like for you to look at your worksheet and go through it maybe a couple of times. Come up with a couple of different habits, come up with a few different secondary gains or secondary benefits, and then come to this tapping and work through it. And if you're feeling really stumped, I recommend commenting in the box below and seeing what other people say. You might be able to get some ideas about what's going on for you. Let's crowdsource this shit. It will really, really help you out. So for the secondary benefits tapping, what you're going to do is we're going to pick one of the habits that you have, and we are basically just going to tease it apart and pull out all the little things. So what I want you to do is think of the first bad habit that you would like to change, and as we tap, that's the habit that you're going to think about. And when I talk about secondary benefits, I want you to just kind of have in your mind all of the secondary benefits that you are gaining from when you do this behavior. So I really recommend, filling out the worksheet first and then looking through it just to refresh your memory before we jump into the tapping. The goal with this tapping is simply to loosen our grip on this habit and the ways that it makes us feel good, the ways that it's meeting our needs. And that's what we're gonna do here. We're just gonna tease it apart and relax it a little bit. It will help you to let go of these behaviors that are not feeling good anymore. And I think as you go through this worksheet and you tap on this a couple of times, you'll really be amazed at the way that you're able to just disconnect from these old ways of being that are not serving you anymore. This is a biggie, so drink your water. Okay, we're gonna start on the karate chop point this time. We're just gonna settle into this concept. We're gonna start thinking about this habit you wanna change. We're gonna start thinking about all the secondary benefits and the ways that this habit or routine feeds that old self, that old person, that old little snake skin that you wanna wriggle on out of. So that's what we're gonna do while we're tapping on this karate chop point. Okay, here we go. Even though I have this old habit that I want to change, and even though I have some resistance to changing it, I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. Even though there are lots of ways in which this habit makes me feel good, and they are called secondary benefits, I accept myself anyway. And even though these benefits have been running my life for a mighty long time, I am ready to let go of them now. And I'm ready to let go of any anger I feel, or any resentment I feel, or any sadness I feel about these benefits. It's okay that I did this for such a long time. I didn't know any better. But now that I know better, I can do better. And that's what I'm ready for. So even though I've been doing this for a long time, I accept myself as I am. I love myself right now. And I forgive myself always. Yep. It's a good one. Okay. Let's get started on the top of the head. Even though I have this old habit, and it's something I've been doing for a really long time, it's okay. I am willing to let myself off the hook. I am willing to forgive myself. I am willing to forgive myself for self-sabotage. I am willing to let go of this subconscious programming. I am willing to tap dance into a new paradigm. Because even though I've been doing this thing for a long time, the reason I did it is because it helped me meet my needs. And of course, when something meets your needs, you are going to keep doing it. Unless you can come up with new ways to get those needs met. So it's not my fault that I've been doing this. It makes perfect sense that I was doing this. But now I'm ready to let it go. Because I want to be my biggest, brightest, boldest self. And in order to do that, I need to let go of some shit. So I'm willing to let go of this old behavior. I am willing to let it slip out of my grasp. And I am willing to have my needs met in new ways. Ways that make me feel good afterwards. Ways that make me feel proud of myself. Ways that bolster my self-esteem and make me feel good every day. So even though I've been doing this for a really long time, I don't blame myself. I deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself for being exactly where I am, because it led me to this point where I am on the precipice of some new understanding. And I'm so ready to jump off that cliff and start doing things differently. Meet my needs in positive ways. And live every day in a conscious manner. And feel really fucking good. Okay, deep breath in and out. You did so well. I'm super proud of you. So I want you to come back to this tapping and use it for all of these habits or routines that you want to change. And I know that might feel like a lot of work, but this is a really good way of just untangling yourself from these things you've been doing for such a long time that are not serving you, that are not getting you to a better place. And that's what this is really about. We want to step away from the things that are holding us back, move away from the subconscious programming that's been running our lives for so long, so that we can feel free to make new choices, free to do things differently, and free to create those new neural pathways where we can make these decisions that will empower us and embolden us and make us feel really good about ourselves and really proud of who we are. So that's it from me this month. I know it's a lot, but I have absolute faith in you that you can do this. And I would love for you to come back throughout the month and just let us know how it's going for you. How are you feeling? What are you learning? What are you unentangling yourself from? Let us know, and I will see you back here next month. You're amazing. I love you.